Hello, good day, my lovelies. Welcome back to class. It's been a while and been a bit busy. So today we're back again and we're going to be considering something different. That's introduction to sword. Yes. So we'll be taking it bit by bit. So stay tuned and make sure you go through the class from beginning to end to catch up whatever it entails. So once again, my name is Mr. Silas. I know you know my name already. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and see you in class. All right. Hello friends, welcome back to class. Okay, without wasting much time, we're going to talk about sword today. So when we talk about sword, we're talking about square roots of non-perfect square. Yes. Square root of non-perfect square. What do I mean by non-perfect squares? We have perfect squares like the square root of 4. Okay, pardon, I think I skipped a number. The square root of 1 before the square root of 4. Then we have the square root of 9. Then we have the square root of 16, square root of 25. So all these are square numbers. Square numbers. Square root of 4 will give us 2, square root of this will give us 3, square root of this will give us 4, and square root of this will give us 5. And square root of 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and so on and so forth. So all those are called square numbers. The numbers are called square numbers, okay? So when we have square root of square numbers, we call them swords. Okay, for example, square root of 2. Square root of 2 is going to give us 1 point some decimals. Square root of 3. Square root of 3. All right, it will also give us 1 point some decimals. Unending decimals anyway, so we call them swords. So any number that we can find the square root are called swords. We can call them swords like square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 6, square root of 7, square root of 8, square root of 10, square root of 11, and so on and so forth. All those are swords. So I can refer them to be sword. So when I want to solve sword related problems, there are some basic rules we have to consider. Some of the basic rules we have to consider, rules of sword. Number 1 is addition rule, or let me call them addition and subtraction because both can work together. So addition and subtraction rule. What does that mean? What does the rule state? The rule states that when I have, for addition, when I have swords like this, let's say root 2 plus root 3, all right? These two swords is not equal to root of 2 plus root of 3. That is to say, when I say root of 3, 2 plus 3, that won't give me root of 5. That will not give me root of 5. They are not equal. So root of 2 plus root of 3 is still equal to root of 2 plus root of 3. Alright? So that's what the rule states. So we can actually symbolize that or represent that mathematically by saying that when I have square root of A plus square root of B, that is not equal to square root of what? A plus B. Rather, this is equal to the same number or the same expression. Right? Is the same as this. So that is that for addition. Now the same thing applies to subtraction, right? The same thing applies to subtraction. So when I still have root of 2, the same numbers, root of 2 minus, okay, let me use root of 3 this time around, root of 3 minus root of 2. This is just basically the same thing as the expression. It is not the same thing as root of 3 minus 2. That's not the same. They are not equal. All right. So let's check it out. Let's test to see if this is satisfied. For example, square root of 4. Okay, now let's use a higher number, square root of 16 minus square root of 9. Okay, so this is equal to, okay, we are trying to justify that this is not equal to square root of 16 minus 9, because when we find the root of this will give us 4, and this one will give us what, 3, right? And this here is equal to 16 minus 9, 7. Yeah, we're going to have 7. So you can observe by seeing that 1 is not equal to what? Square root of 7. It's obvious that is not equal to square root of 7. So that is justified for this true. So also, let's talk about multiplication. The 2, multiplication. The rule of multiplication states that when we have root of A, that's surd A, or root, and root B, let's say that this is equal to square root of A times B. So I can express the product in this form, and that is to say that the root of, for example, let's use two numbers like root of still the same numbers, 2 times root of 3, pardon, that will give me square root of 2 times 3, which is equal to square root of what? 6. So they are the same. They are the same. So let's have an expression this way. Let's say we have, for example, I have square root of 4 times square root of 9. Okay, square root of 4 times square root of 9 is same thing as square root of 4 times 9, right? Okay, so if that is the case, so we can say that this is 2 times 3, right? Why? This is going to give us square root of 4 times that is going to give us 36, and this is going to give us 6, and y square root of this is equal to 6. So we can see that this rule is satisfied. When we have a product of two surds, I can express them as the square root of the product of the numbers in the surd. Alright, so that is that for multiplication. Now, what again are we going to consider? We also need to know that we can actually move from here. We can move from a single number and splitting a number. Like, let's say we have something like this. I have, for example, square root of, let's use a perfect square. Let's say square root of 36, for example, is still something as square root of what? 6 times 6. So I can break from the number and express it as a product, and then go ahead and find my result, which will give me 6. So let's talk about the multiplication. I think that's the last one before we go over to something else in our next class. So multiplication rule, division rule. Let's talk about division. So what does that state? The rule states that when I have two surds dividing, for example, I have surd of this. Okay, let me put it in this form. So I have square root of A divided by B. I can actually express them this way by putting this square root of the numerator divided by square root of what? The denominator. That is a rule that is satisfied. So let's say I have something like this, for example, square root of 25 divided by 36, for example. So I can actually find the square root of the numerator, square root of 25, divide square root of what? 36. And already we know that square root of 25 is 5, so that will give me 5 over 6. Yeah, so we can express surds in this form. Now in the next class, we're going to consider some basic simplifications involving fractions, addition, subtraction, and also looking at expressing surds in their simplest form or in their basic form. So we're going to call it a pause here. In our next video, we're going to delve into the other part of surd. So let's call it a pause here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you in our next class.